Guess what? We're back, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, look where I am. Lockdown is very mildly lifted, and I've taken that opportunity to get the hell out of the house and get out here for the day, and holy dooly, it feels amazing to be back here. Today we're going to be hanging out, we're going to be fixing up the site, because let me tell ya, we've come across some problems, some things are broken that are going to need repairing, and we're going to hang out, we're going to cook up a lunch, and oh, it feels so good to be back. Everything's wet. Everything's cold, everything's damp, very different to the last time I was here. My table's broken, I got plants growing in here, the floor's taken over, I've got weird things happening with my fence. I'll show you everything, we'll fix everything, we'll hang out. It's gonna be a glorious return. So even though I've already run the intro, I just wanna say it. Hold on tight, here we go. So let me explain the series of events that has allowed me to get out here today. Basically in Australia, we've got a fairly good COVID situation going down. We've got some days with 0 reported cases. We've still got less than 100 deaths in total. So our country's going pretty sweet. Because of that, our Premier has decided, the Premier of our state, New South Wales, has decided to lift some of the restrictions, which means that we are now allowed gatherings outside of up to 10 people, and the travel ban limit has been removed, as far as I'm aware anyway. And that means, well, let's check. I'm outdoors, check, and I'm less than 10 people. So I can come out here for the day. Now, camping is still not allowed. Truth be told, I could totally camp here right now and no one's gonna bat an eyelid, but I don't want a camping trip, the return camping trip, to be ruined by paranoia of someone coming and busting me. It'll just kind of put a bit of a dampener on the whole thing. I prefer to stay out here for the whole day, do a whole bunch of stuff, get a whole bunch of filming done, and then go home. That way I don't have to feel guilty. I'm not doing anything wrong. If I was to stay here all night, I guarantee you it's going to be guilt riddled. It's going to be worrying that, you know, at any point someone's going to come and bust me. So I'm not going to do it. As tempting as it is, I'm not going to do it. So that's how we got to be here today. Now let me take you for a walk and show you some of the things that's happened to my shelter. There's definitely been some things coming through here, playing around a bit. The first thing you'll notice is that the base camp floor has been completely taken back by nature. I'm gonna have to re-sweep the whole thing just to stay on top of it. But that's okay, because I have plans to expand anyway. Something's come and played with my wall. We have a little thingy here, and we have a stick randomly wedged in there. So that wall's been a little bit jumped on by something, I assume. And then if we come here, the biggest disaster is the table has died. That wood has rotted out. And that wood has rotted out, which means the table is no more. So we've got some things that we have to do. Now I'm going to let you know right now, I already have plans for like Basecamp Bobbi 2.0. I'm going to be expanding the camp area, and I'm going to be changing the shelter. If I'm honest, I love the visuals of this shelter, but I don't really like the functionality. When I'm inside it, I've constantly got to be, you know, down like this, and it's just not ideal. So, I mean, I'm not going to fix it today, but that's a project that we'll look forward to down the line. Today, I will likely fix the table, but we're here. I'm happy. I'm relieved to be back, and I hope you guys are happy to have some real content, because as much as the channel's been treading water and it's kept its head above water, I'm running out of content. So this lifting of some restrictions couldn't have come at a better time. So, first things first, let's get to fixing up this place, eh? Let's do some renovation. Okay, it's going to be two birds, one stone here. Let me explain to you what I want to do. These logs here, I'm pushing them out a little bit further, and that's going to expand this area and allow for more tents to be here for the days that Ross and George eventually make it out here. Because as it stands at the moment, it's just a little bit too small for them. So that's going to be the plan. These are going to get pushed out. I'm going to clear this area, create another about meter of space. So I'm going to do that now. All right, let's get going. You know what I left at home today? My Magic Foot 3000. I left it at home. You have to use the hands and the feet, old-fashioned way. So much room for activities. Who here is a fan of Will Ferrell? Step Brothers, one of the greatest movies ever made. Freaking hilarious. So much room for activities. You know what I'm about. Now listen, all I'm saying is if you have never watched Step Brothers, you either leave my channel and unsubscribe forever, or go watch it. You have homework, you have responsibilities, get them done. That's all. Back to the sweeping. Look, I'm just saying, the guy puts his balls on a drum kit. If that doesn't sound like quality filmmaking, again, maybe you need to unsubscribe. I'm just saying, guys, I'm just saying. Back to sweeping. Leg rake, 3,000. I wish I bought you from home, but I didn't. Leg rake, 3,000. Wish I bought you from home, but I didn't. Oh well, never ever matter again. In the absence of leg rate 3000, things are about to get serious. You're about to see a bit more bum crack, a lot more undies, and a lot less jacket. Because while it's freezing, I'm hot. I just had a random thought. If you would find it entertaining to watch the uncut, unedited, unslow-mo version of this, or maybe not unedited, I've got to do a little bit of editing. If you want to watch the unfast forward version of this as an entire video of its own, tell me, and I'll seriously release it as a bonus content. Think about it. So much room for activities. All right. Now I actually brought a shovel along to smooth that out because hands and feet is going to take long. And I'm going to take a cheat for once. I'm going to take a cheat. I'm going to pull out the shovel and flatten all that ground out. All right, so let's be honest. These shovels, they're fairly average. They're foldable shovels. They got the pick end and the shovel end, and you just tighten her up. They're not special. They're not going to set the world on fire. I made it work, got them for me. Thanks, Scotty, as a Christmas gift. And look, it's going to do the job here, and it's going to be a lot quicker than using my hands. And as I say, it's a cheat. So, thanks, Scotty. Whoa. Done. Who needs leg rake 3000 when you got shovel 1015? All right, we're done here. We're done here. We are done here. Now that is a quality camp. Man, I love it. What a difference. If I can get rid of that stump, that's a tent spot. Yeah, probably 2 tents and a swag right now, plus undercover. Nice, real nice. Real nice. I like it a lot. I have achieved something. Alright, so I'm just waiting for inspiration to hit me in regards to the table situation and what I'm going to do with the table, where I'm going to put it, etc, etc. I'm just going for a walk down to my old camp, seeing if maybe I can salvage some old materials from there. If you remember the Bushcraft chair that I made, I'm thinking of moving that over, and I believe there's a table here that obviously is never going to get used that I might move over as well. Let's turn the camera around. See? Memories, eh? I'm thinking of taking that over and rebuilding it. And I'm thinking of moving these and taking them over because I could use all those logs, and let's be honest, they're sitting here doing nothing at all. Oh, this was a good camp, man. My bed used to be there. I'll leave that up forever. That can be the remnants. I'm going to take this. And there's my wood pile right there. Still remember this view. Always remember this view. Alright, let's disassemble. Just checking if something's overly rotten. I mean, some of these pieces are split, but they're actually all pretty good. Okay. Hey. I'll leave that one because there's some kind of spider that lives on it. I was going to take these, I'll leave them. Show you that in a second. I don't like to disrupt nature if unnecessary. Alright, so I'm going to lug those up to the site, and I'm not going to film that because it's a guy carrying stuff and, well, speaks for itself. I am absolutely surrounded by birds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's one here. 9 or 10 birds of all different species just flocked around the campsite. As I was saying before my battery died. So yeah, just about birds of all different species just surrounded the camp. They're trying to get access to this turned up dirt, I would imagine. It's pretty cool. You're probably all gone now because I have to go and change my battery, but I can see them. I can see them there. There's a couple behind me that you probably can't pick out, but they're there. Anyway, let's get to business. So this is what I have. I don't really want to rebuild the table there, but I think I have to. So I'm thinking of expanding it. Again, thinking ahead to if we have visitors and they need to put their bags somewhere. So continue this method. I put support posts out here, push this back through behind the tree again, and support there. So it'll be a longer, before the tree, the table ended here. Now I would expand out to there. But before I start, I'm going to let some time pass. I'm just going to stew on the idea for a while. Which will mean nothing to you because I'll just won't film it. Everything's wet. Okay. When it's wet, this stuff is great. Fat wood, sourced very locally. I'll tell you what, with everything as damp as it is, I had to pull every trick out of the book then. Rubbing alcohol, fat wood, and the blower. Without that combination, we would have had no chance. This is why it always pays to be prepared. So that fire won't go out now because the fat wood is gonna, in normal circumstances, there's no way anything would have caught, if I'm honest. So that fat wood, knowing how to source it, knowing how to use it, recognize it, etc. It's absolutely vital. Now make sure you don't cook on fat wood. You've got to let all the fat wood burn off because it doesn't quite burn clean. But that's going to get the fire going, and now I can lay logs on top to dry them out, warm them up, and really get this thing firing up. But we're good now. We got fire. It's such a nice day too, let me tell you. It is such a beautiful day out here. I've only been here a couple of hours, maybe 3 hours max. I've still got a good, 4 hours left before I got to leave. It's awesome. I'm still contemplating that table and what I'm going to do with it, but we'll get there. We'll get there. But for now, it's time for some lunch. So this fire is going to take a good hour to get to the point where in this weather, in this dampness, it's going to be any good to me. So I'm going to get this fire ready. I'm going to kick back. I might listen to a podcast, listen to some music. This will be the relaxing section before I get back into work after a feed and get that table going. So yeah, beautiful day. I miss this. Oh, I miss this so much. So much. Alright, look at that. Well, okay, let's be honest. Yeah, but look at that. Look how good that looks.